Welcome to Her World Facebook Live right now. We are here celebrating International Women's Day. So happy International Women's Day, everyone.
Happy International Day!
We have inspiring women on our panel today, and thank you, Dome, for sharing your space with us today. We are now at Intermark Dome. So yeah, if you want to drop by and meet some of our experts, you can, but don't come now.
Coffee with us.
Watch us live first.
If you want, you can do Facebook Live. You can watch us live.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah.
Make someone guides you. Make someone
That's
guide you.
hyper like into someone's mind, right? Already like telling them.
It's a inception thing. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we would the panel would like to introduce themselves. We'll start with Goh Siu Lin.
Hi, I'm Goh Siu Lin. I was the immediate past president of the Association of Women Lawyers, and I'm the current Kuala Lumpur Bar chairman, entering my second term. So I'm very happy to be here today.
Well, okay, after that Changi's title, I don't know how to put myself. I am Linora. I'm a radio announcer, MC, and also fitness influencer here in Malaysia. And I'm really excited to be talking about how to change Malaysia with these amazing females today with Her World.
Hi, I'm Elaine Daly, and I am a Her World warrior. I've been one for 3 months now, and we're talking about inspiring change. I'm in the entertainment industry. I do everything except sing. Yeah, but
You can try.
I do a slew of things, slashes of things, and yeah, thanks for having me here.
Okay, and then we'll go on this side. Farizan.
Hi, I'm Farizan. I'm the head of marketing and communications with the company For Women, who always empowering women, Avon Malaysia.
And we have Sharala here.
Hi, I'm Shah. I am founder of Center of Applied Data Science and CEO of ADEX, ASEAN Data Analytics Exchange, to drive the change in STEM in women in this country. Thank you.
Hey. So with our amazing panelists, thank you so much, ladies, for making the time and spending your International Women's Day celebration with us. So today we're going to talk briefly about the change we want to see in Malaysia today. I think all of us here come from very different backgrounds. So what is the change that we want to see? Maybe Linora, you want to start first?
Oh. Well, I don't know where to begin actually. I am quite happy with what the changes that are going on now, as it is that women are speaking up so much, and men are actually coming forward, and everyone is going for equal rights. But I think the two things I would like to see in Malaysia specifically, one is definitely for the health and wellness scene to change a lot. And I mean, with the obesity rate rising in Malaysia, it's not a fun statement to know that we are the fattest country in Asia. It's not great to hear, and I think it starts a lot from the home, where the parents and the females and the dads, moms and dads are the ones that will put the changes in. And the other thing is, I don't know how much it is, but I would love to know that Me Too, #MeToo, would not ever be here in Malaysia. I really hope for that. So I do hope that all females will learn that when we are united and we stand together as one and we all help each other, we all fix our own crowns. And that is the beauty of us females being nurturing, and that's something that, not to say that guys don't have it, but I think as women we have that way more.
I think that's one of our plus points.
Yeah, that's one of the
Women,
plus points. I mean, honestly, half the time, do you ever see kids saying like, can you go ask dad to fix something? Usually it's the mom, if you think about it, yeah. So I would like to see those changes, the health and wellness to grow more, and for there to be equality with all females here, and also for women to all understand that it's not a competition with each other. I know we get territorial at sometimes, but when we come together, we are a lot stronger. Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, that was a mouthful.
It's okay, but I think I definitely agree with you. Health and wellness and fitness has to change. What about you, Siu Lin?
Maybe I'll talk from the perspective of law and maybe the working environment. So I think all women need to know that under our federal constitution, we're actually guaranteed equal rights, but that doesn't mean being treated equally or the same as men. It's basically achieving equity or justice so that barriers that exist in the workplace or violence against women such as sexual harassment, marital rape, child marriage, things like that, female genital mutilation, can be eradicated in Malaysia. So actually I want a Malaysia that is free from violence for all, particularly our women and girls, so that we can achieve our fullest potential, that there are avenues for redress, there's avenue for us aspiring and reaching for the stars. That's the Malaysia I want to see. These are the changes we want to see.
Wow, well done, well said,
Wow.
yeah. Maybe we turn this side. Farizan?
For me, basically, because we are the president like myself, I'm a mother, and I think we should change in terms of giving more support, empower more women. How it should start from home, where I have to be positive. You know, when you are positive, you are able to actually empower women to share the good vibes, and then it starts from my kids as well. So you have to inculcate certain values. And for me, it starts from home, when you have to like change mindset, yeah, and supporting each other.
Sharala?
Okay.
You're in a very sort of male-dominated industry, so how do you see what sort of change?
It's actually a privilege to be you know, the rose among the thorns. It has its benefits. But I think, you know, having lived abroad and coming back, one of the major things I would like to see the society change would be the way we stream kids in school. You know, science stream and art stream probably get shot now when I leave, but I do say, you know, driving data science and data professions in the country, art meets science. We should stop streaming kids, okay? We should stop already designing their future now and not giving them the best. And the other thing that drives me crazy is, you know, I'm an Asian, so I am a tiger mom. And I think a lot of us try to like, kids cannot sit alone by themselves for a second. We have to pack them with piano, with tuition, with like you sit idle, you have to do something, because lost opportunity to learn something. And one of the greatest takeaway I get from the World Economic Forum 2 years ago, when they say, do not teach your kid to cope, teach them to dream, which means this will allow us to become an innovative country. And I think that's, I would like to educate that now. Okay, bitch that, you know.
No, okay, I don't. Because I totally believe in everything you said. You know, we have, in a way, the education system here decided for the children what they should like and what they should not like. So I do believe, yes, that should change. Maybe I also get into trouble, but I don't know. Okay, so what I would like to see change in Malaysia, I think, is how we accept other people. I think that's one thing that culturally, I think we had a chat about it earlier, culturally it is really hard to be open and accepting, especially when there's just even a minor difference, right? So I would like to see that change, where we can all be a lot more accepting of each other. Okay, so next question. By the way, if you have any questions for the ladies on our panel, please do write in a comment and we will try to answer your questions. Moving along, how can we help to make positive changes in the society? How do you think we can help as women? Oh yeah, men also can. But you know, as a nation, as the people of Malaysia, how do we help the nation? Sure.
I think it's important. The only way I think this would have worked for me is to see more female role models. Right. You know, within us, what I can see, what I can touch. You know, has the same similar background. I think that means a lot. That's for us, we could resonate with that. So I always say that women need mentors and girls need role models.
Absolutely.
And I've been guilty of being inward looking for the longest. And I think a friend of mine reminded me, or you know, actually told me to stop being selfish and start going out
sharing.
and sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something that we all should do.
Yeah.
I haven't answered the first question.
Oh, sorry.
But, no, it's okay. I'm going to take it. I'm
Yeah.
going to take it
Two in one.
a two-pronged thing. So, I think the key changes that we need to address in society today is basically the mindset. And you're right. It's all in the upbringing. It all begins at home, and the confidence levels and how you inculcate that in your children. Because most of the youth I speak to, they either have self-esteem issues, self-doubt issues, confidence issues, and how do you make an impactful change in society if you have all these hurdles? I know it's easier said than done, but you've got to start somewhere, and to have these to help make these positive changes come true. You, like what you said, you either have a mentor or a sponsor who is, who you can look up to and who you can emulate, and their values and or their how they believe, their core beliefs and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's pretty much very, very important, to have, and be okay with disruption.
Yes.
Lots of disruption these days.
Yes. I think that's a key thing. Sorry, I'm falling off the chair.
I'm also falling off.
Strong woman.
We can support each other, don't worry.
I have balancing issues now, okay?
What about the rest of you? Sorry. Sri Lin or Linora, would you like to share with us what you feel can help make the positive changes?
I think change comes from within, as you said earlier. So I think from my perspective, I started with my children and my household. So I noticed that even when you go for children's parties, and say for instance there was one party my daughter went to, it was a fireman party. And then they asked for volunteers from the parents who want to actually put on the fireman suit and show the children how to be a firefighter, fireman. The term they used was fireman. Who wants to be a fireman? So two papas went up and put on the fireman suit. I was like, oh, my daughter's there. I must do something so that she can also in her mind imagine that a woman can be a I call it firefighter. So I said, I will do it. So I went in, I put on that smelly firefighter suit and I held the hose and threw it in the air. So I think it starts from our children. So from there, and I also teach my son, because my son goes to a very strict school, very disciplinarian, where boys are not supposed to cry, boys are not supposed to wear pink. So I changed the stereotypes. So I think it's start changing culture, changing mindset, and part of it is changing stereotypes. So, and it's so entrenched in society, it's a gradual process. So this is
And breaking that stereotype.
And if we want to change, say for instance, very serious social issues, I think the important thing is to ask questions that are very probing to find out what is the cause of this problem. Like my pet peeve is, why do we have child marriages still in Malaysia? Why do certain groups of women or children have to undergo child marriage and have no recourse, whereas others are protected by the law, say, under domestic violence law, if their wives are over a certain age. But if you're a child, and if you're raped by your husband, you have no protection. Why is that? Why do we have this problem, and why is there disparity in treatment? So we have to start asking these difficult questions, and more women are now coming forward to speak about how they can affect change, more voices in the
Changing
public
of the
domain.
policies as well.
I think if we continuously talk about it, we can't be avoided.
Yes.
I think if you follow sort of a trend or a wave, and then you forget to talk about it, we are easily forgotten. So the consistency of keep pushing and talking and bringing the awareness to all these issues, we can't be ignored. I think that's an important thing as well.
That's true.
Consistency. Because a lot of us tend to follow the trend. We talk about it today, maybe 2 months down the line, we don't talk about it anymore.
Follow up.
Yes. What about Sharala or Farizan?
I think it's quite similar to what I mentioned earlier. How we can actually support this change. It's for me, we have to always be thinking that we believe in ourselves, right? So we have to know that we have the capacity, we are capable in anything we want to do. So we have to be strong like her, right? So we have to be outspoken, and then we show that as a role model. So we demonstrate that to our children, to our friends, and then I think from there we actually inspire others to actually be like us. So that's how we see it.
Okay, so actually, earlier on, I think one of the bosses from Medium Group asked me, why this topic, why change? I was wondering, why is it that change is so difficult for some people to accept?
I feel it's because that we're all very comfortable. You will not accept change when you are comfortable. For example, like, if say you're not affected by anything, by say politics or things, that you're just comfortable where you're at, you're in your comfort zone. Yeah, you're just good. You will never do anything. You will never want to break any kind of barrier to challenge yourself. And just coming back to the number two, I think that we are all in agreement that the first change has to be within us. And I think it's important for a lot of girls and even guys to understand how much they are valued and that they are of some worth, and they need to learn how to love themselves in the process. I know it's all about, Farizan, you were saying that you need to share, definitely, but I also think like if you cannot embrace and accept yourself, then there's no point of you even sharing anything with people, because inside your core is not stable yet. So I think that that's where, like for example, when you were saying that you need to set the role model, what are exactly our values? What are your values as a mom, as a person? What exactly do you want to emulate to younger girls out there? Like Elaine, you're a powerful, beautiful woman, and everyone here is, and that is for the future generation to see. Like, okay, one day I can be like that. One day I can be outspoken, and I can share my thoughts. I don't need to be scared. And like you were saying, a lot of girls are so they don't have the confidence to speak out, and then that's when, like, some of them, they ask me, how do you do it? How is it you're able to be out there? Well, I think it's just because of it's because I've been in this for so long. But a lot of girls need to know that they are strong within themselves, and and I think the people around them is who you mix with is also very important. If I'm sure you've heard that saying, you are the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with.
Really?
Roughly, if roughly, that's
Yeah. Do I think like a 2.5-year-old? No, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So I mean, it's important that
5,
Yeah.
see, 5 people you
Yeah,
surround
exactly.
yourself with.
So I think it's important.
Strong.
By choice, by choice. Children
Yes,
is not
by
by
choice.
choice.
But yeah, so it's just important that they know who to surround themselves with, and especially if the family is the first point of contact, all the more that it should be a strong unit for girls. Yeah.
I think for there to be change, it needs to be communicated.
Yes.
I think that is the issue with a lot of people, men and women these days. We don't communicate.
Yeah.
We don't voice out what we want to say, what we're not sure of. It's always takut. What would someone else think of me?
Yeah.
How will I be judged? But I think that is the crux of it all. To communicate and to say, I'm not happy with this, or rather I have an opinion and I think it should be done this way. What do you think? There's always like, I just take instructions, or I just don't take instructions, and I just do not progress.
Do average.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I think that's why change is difficult for some people, because they don't know any better. They don't know how to speak out. And there's a lot of fear. I mean, like, look, I'm a culprit of it as well. I get scared too, but I know that if I don't do it, I won't get there,
Yeah. Okay, you're gonna hit me, right?
No, it's okay.
No, we
I
love you.
honestly,
You
we
did
love you
wrong.
like tremendously, by the way.
Promise. But not wanting to change, is that bad? And that's a question
Right.
I wanted to ask,
Yeah.
right? Because change is when you're doing something different from everybody else not doing it. So, having lived in Sweden, when everybody does it, you just have to do it. And if you haven't do it right by the other person, then it's not change.
Right.
It's how the culture is. So in a way, that's why I want to try to tell people that, I don't want to be, as a woman, I don't want to be a quota. I don't want people to advocate 30% quota for me, because we want to be there, because we are all eligible for that, right? So I think the wave, I do support when you say change, right? Change is hard, change is difficult, but if everyone around you is doing the right thing by the other person,
There's no
then
difference.
there's no reason to feel
Yes.
uncomfortable to make that that switch. Let's use that word.
To get to that point is not easy.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree.
I mean, Sweden, you get 2 years of paternal leave.
Because you know
do
what?
we have paternal leave here? No. God, for the father.
Yeah.
And you wonder why it's always the women who have to do everything, because you don't give these kind of benefits to the husband. Right?
But we can start with ourselves. I mean, my company we started doing not paternity leave yet. I have to go and do that. But unlimited leave, because I've learned something about freedom comes with responsibility. So when you start treating people like adults, they start behaving like adults. And kids do, right? Monkey see, monkey do. So that's what y'all are saying. And it has to start with everybody making it look like it's normal. Right? And when you stress too much, people are like, oh, that's cool.
Not the risk taker, right?
Yes.
Then I would like to ask, like, where does it stem from that we are not like that culture? Where you said you see change and people, because that people are always moving forward, and you are like you were saying. So what exactly is the problem here? What is it that doesn't make us want to change or move or do something different?
Because we have not, as a culture and okay, we are part of a developing nation.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, you come from the era that opportunity only knocks once, and you stop thinking about what's best for the next person around you. When you reach a point that you think that if someone has a minimum wage and my handbag is safe and I'm in Brickfield, when you start giving back so that your children can have a good life playing in the playground without you worrying, when your mindset becomes that, then you start doing it automatically. So the system itself allow you. I feel embarrassed. I mean, I'll give you some examples like traveling in a tram. I've never seen anybody going in and checking whether you have stamped it, right? And I remember asking my husband, like, nobody checked, so why do you stamp the ticket? And he asked me, why, they don't pay you enough? So it's a self-imposed rule that it's there for your benefit.
Yes.
Why would you want to misuse it?
Absolutely.
That's a good way of putting it, actually. That's a brilliant way of putting it. Okay, we have I think the last 5 minutes. I just want to quickly. That was so fast. We See, I told you, right? 30 minutes goes by really fast.
Women can talk
That's why we have to keep talking and ensure that our voices and as a magazine editor, it is my responsibility, I feel, to share the voice, to share everyone's voice, because who would listen to you may not be listening to Linora or something like that. So the nice mix is important, because then every avenue, the voice is being heard. Okay, last question. Who are Malaysian icons that have inspired change within you? Malaysian icons.
Well, for me personally, it was Dato' Ambiga Srinivasan. So, and it was because of her that I decided to run for Kelba chair and take the leap of faith. Because it's just like, role models of somebody that we see in magazines or on TV or in the print. So I was going through some photographs of the Kelba committee when somebody asked me to run. I was like very non-committal. When I saw her photo, and I saw all her achievements, and I saw how down to earth and approachable she was, I gave it a shot. Actually,
That's a big
it's a big
shoe
thing.
to fill up.
I mean, I can go. It's just a role model. So she gave me the impetus to keep on track.
Cool.
Nice.
And look where you are. As a mentorship is important.
Yes.
Linora?
Malaysia icon, is it like, I don't know if you would consider, to me she's a Malaysian icon.
Yeah.
And actually that's my manager, Sarah Lian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I remember when I first met her, I was interviewing her, and she looked like this, she had this aura, it's like that. It's like, this is that woman, that goddess, which I don't know who she is, but I really look up to her that way. Yeah, so like now as I've spoken to her so much more and we built this friendship, I look up to her because the way how she handles herself in all situations, from her own business, as in as an actress, is an entrepreneur now, and then handling and managing 8 of us. I think there's 8 talents in the company now. It's amazing because sometimes I feel like I don't understand how you're able to handle your staff and you're also handling other people's stuff at the same time. And she's still always as composed as ever. And she's always been a hustler from what she tells me. And I find that very inspiring, and how much she's so she just sacrificing a lot of time and her effort, and she believes so much in trying to help other talents out there. Because like you know, in the entertainment scene, talents sometimes we don't have someone that we can talk to, that we can trust, and someone who can guide us. And Sarah has been that, and she's still doing that, and she's I don't know, for some people who know, like in the entertainment scene, sometimes they go like, oh no, we shouldn't share this with people because you know because it's competitive. Yeah, it's competitive. But what I love about her is that she's like, yeah, okay, competition is there. So what? In the end, who are you? Who are you and as a person, and what exactly do you want to bring to the table? And so she's pushing that boundary with all her girls and that one guy who happens to be her partner. So to me, Sarah has really inspired me to even look at how I do things with my life and change the things as what I find a priority.
I've obviously been asked this question
Yeah,
many
I'm
times,
sure.
and throughout the years it hasn't changed. I have many role models, and it's all of you. It's the women in the street.
Yes.
You know, I'm a people person. I love talking to people. I love talking to, you know, the mud cheeks who clean the roads, or whether it's the toll gate girl, you know, or something like that. They inspire me. You know, I find out about their daily struggles, how they overcome challenges. You know, I talk to people and they tell me, you know, I'm having an issue with my boyfriend or this, and I learn from them, and I learn from the everyday woman in the street. So they are my icons, they are my role models from the word go.
Yes, the same goes to me. I don't have a specific icon. For me, for example, like Elaine Daly, you know, so those who actually bring Malaysia's name big, and it could be Michelle Yeoh. So it's all from a different field. And we also have Dato' Rosa,
Yes.
right? And then Iron Lady, and then we also have a lot of icons in Malaysia. So, but for me, one thing is that success is for everyone. So if they can do it, we can.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of stories like, you know, during my daily routine work, we heard from zero to hero, someone who has achieved nothing.
And that inspires you,
Yeah,
right?
it
It's like,
inspires.
what, if you with so little can do it, what about me? You know, and here I am complaining about the small little things.
Yes, yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
That's very inspiring for me. So that's how I learned to be, you know, to go creative.
Sharala? Last one.
Mine is, wow, it's always, so for me it always started with people saying, you're Malaysian, you cannot do it. You cannot masalin, overseas, bring it something back. But my role model has been 2 in different phases. I did engineering and I did telecommunication engineering because of AK, because of Maxi. Right, he brought the satellite system to Malaysia and the whole of Asia. So that was my first role model. But I didn't realize until lately when someone gave me Tony's book, because NPH Online kind of wrote something about me being a game changer. Because what I did when I came back is wanting to change, be a game changer, not a follower. And Tony's book represents that, you know, how difficult to make changes, you know. So now that, you know, different phase in life, I'm older, Tony has become
You get different role models.
as we go, different faces, different people.
Okay, I'm just going to say that if there was a Malaysian icon, I agree with Elaine. I learned the best lessons from the everyday women and all the women I meet as an editor. I think there's not one woman I've spoken to or interviewed that I have not learned something from. So I would say every woman I've met has inspired me and become a part of my life in so many ways.
Thank you.
So we don't have to end. So we'll have to end the Facebook live session. So thank you everyone
You can
for joining.
rewatch it.
Yeah, you can
rewatch
rewatch.
it. Many times
Yes,
I know
you
what I
can
want to do.
share.
And still keep commenting on it. We probably
Yeah,
won't,
you
but
can
ask us
comment. You
questions.
never know because one of them will probably look into your comments and reply. So we're going to start our International Women's Day celebration here at Dome Intermark. Thank you so much everyone for joining us on Facebook Live.
Thank you.
See you all soon. Happy
Thank you.
International Women's
Happy
Day.
International Women's Day.
Bye.